Hello and welcome. I am the Soul Enchantress, and today I would like to speak with you about financial bliss for couples. So did you know that there are energetic patterns and sometimes a mismatch of energy and obstacles that can be created energetically when you are one half of a couple that may be hindering your financial flow, your money flow. And this applies whether you are in business or whether you are employed by a company. Okay, so in all of the years that I have been doing this energetic work in the arenas of money, business, success, and wellness, I have come to notice and understand energetic patterns. So one of the things I've come to realize about your significant other's influence on your money flow, or vice versa, your influence on your significant other's money flow. Okay, so even if you have separate bank accounts and even if you have separate companies and you don't actually have combined financial resources, the energetics still apply. Now, isn't that interesting? Because it's not a physical thing, it is an energetic thing. Okay, so I just want to touch on a few scenarios and just bring it to your attention, okay? So let me give you see if I can give you 3 examples of how the energetics play in your money flow. So for example, when you are energetically harmonized with the amount of money that you want to receive, and you are wide open to receiving it, and you are making that money in your physical life, whether it's through your company or through an income stream, you may notice that your significant other will also experience a spike in their revenue levels or income levels. They may suddenly get a bonus, or they might get a tax return, or they may generate revenue from new clients, a new project, or launch a new product or a service, etc., etc. Okay, so there are many nuances to it, and I would be here forever if I went to go into all of that, but you need to just as long as that makes sense to you. So that is one that you're open to receiving, and then their income flow also increases, or vice versa. If they are open and they are actually having a great spike in their revenue levels and income levels and money flow, you will find that your money flow is also buoyed by it. So that's one. Now here's the opposite of that. So if your significant other is closed off and experiencing a lot of blockages in their money flow for whatever reason, sometimes it is related to business and the actual work they're doing, and sometimes it is completely unrelated to it, and it is related to something that they may not even understand or even consciously be aware of. So if they are experiencing blockages, you may also find that you're having a little bit of a bumpy ride, okay? The other way that I've seen this play out is that, and this happens sometimes mostly in women, or the partner that kind of is more on a feminine homemaker, or has very traditional values, and usually I see this pattern occurring in women, and very powerful women, okay? So, and very successful women. Because at our core, we really want to be looked after. Even though we want our financial independence, women still have to be women. Women still have to embrace their femininity and that innate nurturer, nourishing, being nourished, being cherished. You really have to embrace that ability to be nourished. And whether you're a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. You really need to embrace that feminine side of you. Otherwise, you just become too much of a masculine, shoving and pushing, a wounded masculine energy, okay? So if you are, if your femininity and your feminine wounds have been healed, and you're coming from a very healed perspective of holding that sacred feminine, you will find that sometimes you may jeopardize your money flow because you may want your significant other, firstly, not be emasculated, and secondly, to be the provider for you and your family, and to have that sense of being provided for, because that is really important in any relationship. And so you may not so much, you could actually shut down your money flow, but you could restrict your money flow so that your money flow is kept at a rate which allows your significant other to provide for you. But in doing that, if your energetics are strong and you are holding a strong force of receiving, your significant other's revenue could actually skyrocket, even though yours are restricted. They will actually be making the money because you're holding that force of those floodgates wide open, but they're the ones who are bringing in the money because you have this limiting energy that you believe your femininity would be threatened of being cherished if you allowed that money to come through you instead of through them. Does that make sense? Okay, so these are like very intricate patterns in energy that don't necessarily, and definitely don't necessarily have to be there. There are ways around it. There are ways that you can actually employ in order to release those energetic hindrances and obstacles and dissolve it, and allow both of your, in a couple, both partners' money flow to be wide open. But here's the thing I also find. So when you do this energetic piece of working with your money flow, it's actually really beneficial if you both are supportive of each other, but also if you both do the work, whether together or, kind of one after the other or something like that. But it actually does help, because that way you're both healing all of these different wounds and mismatches that you have in a smooth flow of money in both of you. So I hope this opens your mind to looking at the flow of money as something way more than getting a paycheck, or way more than simply looking for ways to generate revenue and increase revenue in your company. Because sometimes it may not just be a how to increase revenue or a strategy or a hack or a marketing tactic. I mean, I always say it's none of those things. It's always the energetic piece first. So there's a few ways in which that you can step into working with me. And actually, by reading my book, there may be a few energetic shifts in both of your, as a couple, both your energetics. So that's one option. Or you could immerse yourself in my powerful library of sacred wisdom and cosmic sound, which is the ultimate way to work with me. And if you did want to do that, please message me, because I can give you a code that you could use so that both you and your partner can access the library at once. But I hope that these insights bring you a brand new way of looking at your partnership in terms of your relationship with your significant other that is actually impacting and is related to your money flow, and therefore your financial wellness and experiencing financial bliss for both of you. I wish you much joy, and as always, I am the Soul Enchantress, and I invite you to visit my website soulenchantress.com and explore whatever calls to you. Joyous blessings.